Committee of the whole meeting. I'll declare the meeting in session. So again, for the viewers at home, this format is more of an information session. We rarely do formal resolutions, and it's more for the purpose of briefings and information. So before we approve the agenda, I'd like to add one item. We'll add 12.2. We have a report on the Civic Center and Recreation to add, okay? And I think everyone here in council has a hard copy of that. Okay, if I could get to someone to move the approval of the agenda, please.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder?
I'll second it, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. We have some minutes from the previous Committee of the Whole meeting on October 26th. Would someone like to move the approval of the minutes?
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder? Second? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Counterminded?
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Business arising from the minutes. Do we have any business arising from the minutes last time? I don't believe, do we? Okay, well let's move right along. We have a proclamation, I guess, to mention. November 20th was declared National Child Day in the city of Corner Brook, and it's a national day, of course. And we are very pleased to present this over at the Active Tots program. On Thursday, we signed it along with a number of families that were over there. Great to see people out and getting active. Okay. Next, we have public safety. Councillor Carey sends his regrets this evening. So I'll ask Councillor Buckle if he would take us through the next item, provincial department realignment.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Corner Brook City Council operates a career fire department for city and a public service answering point that reported up to the fire and emergency services and NL 911 respectively under the Provincial Department of Municipal Affairs and Environment. Due to recent alignment of provincial government departments, we now report up to the fire and emergency services and NL 911 under the Department of Justice and Public Safety. Honorable Minister Steve Crocker.
Okay. Thank you very much. I don't think there'll be any questions there, are there? Just again, for the information of everyone at home, how that will work now. Next, we have some protective services statistics to share from October. Councillor Buckle, if you would.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. On a monthly basis, Protective Services complies its statistics to report them to council and residents. So this past month, our municipal enforcement officers received 66 calls for services as follows. I won't list the number, but I'll say untidy property, uncovered garbage, with coverings and some without covering, and a few other routine complaints. Our taxi regulations, there was taxi driver permits, 3 of them issued, 5 taxi vehicle permits. Animal control had 15 calls for roaming dogs, injured and dead animals, and 1 violation issued. Parking enforcement, there was 169 parking related violations were issued for expired meters, parking in sidewalk, and there was, this is what amazes me, 3 accessible parking without a permit, handicap permit. So, and they're big fines too. Well, anyway, and various other parking regulations, like they're going in the wrong direction in unattended vehicles and in loading zones. The Corner Brook Fire Department received 30 calls for the month. A residential fire, a chimney fire, commercial electric fire, vehicle fire, commercial fire alarms, residential smoke alarms, residential carbon monoxide alarms. There was 8 traffic collisions, 4 which included injuries, 3 garbage fires, a couple of brush fires. Hopefully now with a little bit of snow we'll keep them brush fires down. And 2 persons trapped in an elevator, and 2 non-emergency calls. The fire prevention inspector conducted commercial re-inspections, 13, 5 new commercial inspections, and 1 occupant capacity inspection, 1 fire drill, and 2 home oxygen inspections. And they managed some fire prevention week activities. The total volume of calls received by the Cornbrook PSAP for October was 4,572. Calls broken down as follows: police, 899, ambulance, 1,213, fire, 151, and this was broken down in the northern 911, there was 2, the poison control 1, crisis was 3, Newfoundland Power Hydro was 1, Parks was 1, and ROCP was 2, and non-transferred was 2,299, Mr. Mayor.
Okay.
They were busy for the last month.
Thank you very much. Any questions on any of those stats?
Yeah, I have a question,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
On the 30 calls for the Cornwall Fire Department, I know some time ago we were getting a lot of false alarms from a health building. We won't say which one. I see 4 commercial fire alarms. Are they false alarms or legitimate alarms?
I guess, if you would, Todd, Mr. Flynn, you're going to come up to the mic. Remember, really speak into that mic.
We'll have to consider all alarms as legitimate until we get there and verify whether or not a fire actually occurred. So as far as the fire department is concerned, they're all legitimate. As far as there being fires, no, but there were other, I don't know specifics of each individual call, but I know there was some smoke and things like that involved, so.
Okay.
No, but there was one facility in Cornbrook that, maybe before your time, I think, Mr. Flynn.
No, I think I know which facility you're talking about.
Yeah, okay.
Usually every month we do get a call at that location.
Yeah, all right, no, just want to check.
Also,
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
one other item, I noticed a chimney fire here, and we should remind residents now with winter coming on to make sure their chimneys are clean, because I guess we're going to get into burning a bit of wood, it's getting colder in the nighttime, and that would be a good idea now if we got a little public announcement later on the week for that.
Yes, on that, no, we are looking for public information this week.
Okay, yeah.
I don't think, I think it's probably time, like you said, to change the false alarm thing, because as you say, every alarm is, you know, it is till you get there and you find out what you have. And most times the detection system is picking up something out of the norm, so it's not really a false alarm, it's doing what it was put there to do, right? So, you know, it just seems like we're running around for nothing. Maybe we should probably come up with a new heading on that, right?
Yeah.
Just a suggestion there, Tom.
Okay, thank you very much. Another sort of that time of the year kind of reminder, Councillor Buckle, on winter on-street parking.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, our traffic regulations match the provincial snow clearing regulations, in that from December 1st through to May 1st, you cannot legally park a car on a city street between the hours of 12 midnight to 8 a.m. The intent of this regulation is to facilitate unobstructed overnight snow clearing. Vehicles found on the city streets during this time will be subject to fine.
Oh, little feedback there, that's all.
Vehicles found on the city streets during this time will be subject to fines and towing. So everybody should remember, starting December 1st until May 1st, no overnight parking.
Yeah, and again, that's a good reminder, it's 12 midnight. And this is something, I guess, that I've seen every year so far that I've been here, people getting caught unawares between 12 and 1 o'clock or just after. Ours now align with the provincial rules so that, you know, we have little control over the enforcement when it comes to the RNC and the RCMP. So again, if you're out late at night, be aware that you could get a ticket after 12 midnight. And of course, if we have to move your car to do snow clearing, it's going to get expensive. So keep that in mind. It's just for the good of everyone. And of course, if you're out late, probably a good idea to, if you're imbibing, get a designated driver as well. Yes, Councillor.
It's not the 12 o'clock one. I think that it was a bone contention. It's sometimes the 8 o'clock one in the morning because people are getting out to shovel the driveway, park their car on the road. Say if they're going to work at 6 or 7 and they park their car on the road, run in, have a quick shower, and by the time they get out, they get a ticket. So.
Oh, I haven't heard that one. That's a good one, though.
Yeah, and there was a few years ago, we had a lot of those, so maybe it was last
Okay.
council or the one before that.
Okay.
But, I guess a reminder to you, if you're going to shovel your driveway, you better put your vehicle back in it.
Deputy?
I was just wondering, like, for the, we kind of think of the parking when it's like, if we're talking bars, people going to bars, but what about the people working at the bars that are going in at 10 and they probably don't get off to 2:30? So is there anything there, like something that they could do to let, like, they're working,
Mr. Flynn, yeah, I don't know, Todd.
Bar employees that have the option of parking in parking lots all across the Broadway and wherever, so they have first choice for the most part.
Okay.
As far as street parking goes, there's no let for them in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah, it is very difficult. I know, I've received the complaints year after year, and it is, the best advice is to get off street. So find some off-street parking, because it's not our discretion. This is, we rely on the RNC and the RCMP. It's very rarely are we enforcing it with our MEOs,
That's correct.
though we could. It's usually, again, our law enforcement partners on this.
I guess it's kind of hard to cover all the bases.
Yeah.
You can't, as much plan as you put into something, there is something of it.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, thank you all very much. Next, moving on, Councillor Granter, we have some updates from Public Works.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. That time of year again, when snow is just around the corner, we've had a sprinkling of snow in the last little while, but I just want to update the residents of Corner Brook on how much money we spend each year, how much of their money we spend each year on snow clearing and street clearing, and the priority streets and how we go about that, so if I could take a few minutes of everyone's time this evening. Since 1944, Corner Brook received an average of 13 feet of snow per season. However, in the past 6 or 7 years, Corner Brook now receives on average of 16 feet and above each year. The city uses approximately 4,000 tons of salt and 3,000 tons of sand each year, de-icing our city streets. I just want to speak to some of the standards of our road service. 24-hour staff monitoring of road conditions and weather forecasts. The city's first priority is keeping major roads clear of snow and ice. Prior to any storm, when snow begins to fall, salt trucks begin de-icing main roads and then continue throughout the city streets as indicated in priority routes. Snow accumulation beyond a depth of 3 to 5 centimeters shall be removed through use of de-icing salt and sand mix. So there are a number of priority roads. Priority roads number 1 include major roads, school zones, hospital areas, and routes to facilitate ambulance access to our hospital. They shall be plowed after 8 to 10 centimeters of snow has fallen and plowed continuously until the end of the snow event. Those priority roads number 1 shall normally be plowed within 6 hours after 8 to 10 centimeters of snow and shall normally be maintained to bare pavement over full pavement with pending asphalt temperatures. Then we move into priority number 2 roads. These include bus routes and collector roads. Shall be plowed 14 and 16 hours after the end of the weather event. They shall normally be plowed within 12 hours after 8 to 10 centimeters of snow has fallen. And they shall normally be maintained to bare pavement over full pavement with pending asphalt temperature. Then we have priority number 3 roads. They include residential streets, cul-de-sacs, small roads, and city-owned parking lots. And they shall be plowed 24 hours after the end of the snow event. Should normally be plowed within 24 hours after 8 to 10 centimeters of snow, and shall normally be maintained to compact snow at times bare pavement when temperature is 0 degrees and higher. Just speak briefly on sidewalk service standards. Priority number 1, sidewalks shall normally be plowed within 12 hours after 8 to 10 centimeters of snow and shall normally be maintained to bare pavement pending sidewalk temperatures. Priority number 2, sidewalks. These are the sidewalks on major roads and bus runs, school bus stops and hospital areas. And they shall normally be plowed within 24 hours after 8 to 10 centimeters of snow and shall normally be maintained to snow-packed, bare surface pending sidewalk temperatures. And finally, priority number 3, sidewalks, are sidewalks on residential roads and connector roads, and these shall be normally plowed within 48 hours after receiving 8 to 10 centimeters of snow. Shall normally be maintained to snow-packed, bare surface pending surface temperatures. And just quickly, routes, there are 7 main routes, thoroughfares in the city. There are small road routes, city parking areas, each route covered by 1 or 2 plows, depending on the size and the complexity. Contractors engaged at times to reduce clearing time, 12 hours to complete each route. Primary streets may have to be plowed more frequently, extending time to complete secondary and residential roads. And just a list of, very quickly, just list some of the equipment that we have doing this work in the city. We have 8 leased loaders, 2 city-owned loaders, 1 dedicated to salt shed for loading sand and salt, 6 sand and salt trucks, 1 tandem, 2 5-tons and 3 1-ton trucks, 2 sidewalk blowers, and 3 large snow blowers, and a loader mounted snow baskets for street widening and downtown cleanup. Finally, public education. No overnight parking from December the 1st to April the 15th. Ensure all structures and vehicles are minimum 20 feet from the road center line. Snow marker safety, only plastic or wooden, no steel. We need to have a discussion of that a little later. Don't push snow into the street. Clear your sidewalk. Keep fire hydrant areas clear. Watch out for snow clearing equipment. Keep back at least 15 meters from the equipment. Keep families safe. Snow markers, Mr. Mayor, I'm not sure if this is the appropriate time to bring it up right now, or
Yeah, no, it's
bring it
good.
up right now. It came to my attention over the weekend, and I let all of the councillors know as well, that there's some discrepancy between our policy, which was written previously with regard to what kind of markers are allowed to be used. The policy, and I don't have it in front of me, but it mentions wooden markers are permissible. Steel is not. But it's come to my attention over the weekend, as I said, that a resident contacted me and said that they have been using fiberglass markers, the ones that you buy at the local stores, Canadian Tire, with a reflective tape on them, that he was given a fine this past weekend for having these fiberglass markers. So there was a discrepancy between the policy from Public Works and what's enforced at the city. So I guess we need some clarification on that, because when you drive around the city, there are thousands of fiberglass markers that people have on their lawns, and the policy itself specifically states, I know it's a safety issue, it states wooden is acceptable and steel is not, but it doesn't mention anything else about some of the other materials that are used. And the other thing that I noticed is that the actual form that's used by enforcement at the city doesn't even have the logo of the city on it. It's just a tight blank piece of paper, and at the bottom it says City of Corner Brook. So if you're playing a joke on someone, you could, print off a piece of paper without the city logo on it and walk up to someone's address and slip it in their mailbox, and even though it came with a ticket itself. My take on it is that anyone that would have received a ticket because of the discrepancy shouldn't really have been fined, and we need to clarify on a go-forward basis what's acceptable for these markers or not, because I drove around the city since I got wind of this past weekend, and there are hundreds of markers, thousands of markers, I would say, that people have on their lawns that are fiberglass, that are the ones that you buy at the Canadian Tires and the Kent and those kinds of things. There are wooden markers, a lot, but we need some clarification on that, and I know that a lot of people already got their markers off, so.
Yeah,
There's a
and-
discussion we have here, a discussion that we need to have, in a
No, I think,
in-camera session.
actually, I brought that to the attention of the city manager. So Rodney, I know you looked into this issue a little bit
We
today.
have some information. Councilor Grantor is correct. Now, I'm not aware of any ticket that was issued, but we will look into that as well. We have been placing warning signs on the ones that have fiberglass markers. And the reason for that is that we're finding that over time that these things are dangerous when they're hit by a snowblower. What happens is they crack up in little bits and they break off into shards and they spit out, dangerous for our spotters and, for pedestrians or bystanders. So given that, we're going to have to be more diligent this year because we're not going to be able to tell everybody that they can't get rid of them, but we're asking people where they can to not to use them. And right now, while supplies last, we will, by calling the city number 637-1666, we have wooden markers that we'll place on your property for you if you take down your fiberglass markers. But in the rest of it, you are correct that the policy, it does not state that you cannot have them. Therefore, it's impossible to find them. So for that offense, so we have to look into that and make sure our policy is consistent with what our staff are being told to do.
Yep. Yep, Councillor.
To change your policy, I guess, to reflect exactly what, and I guess spell out exactly what we can and cannot use and name
Yeah.
the markers.
I'll have some meetings with staff tomorrow and see exactly how dangerous they are, and see if we can, phase them out over time, or if we have to do something a little bit more different.
Sounds good. Yep.
Quick question now, is this the first year we find for them, or is it?
As far as I know,
Because I didn't know.
I think Mr. Flynn could speak to that because he checked with enforcement on this.
We haven't been issuing tickets as such, we've been issuing warnings, and there were 7 issued so far this season in relation to the fiberglass markers.
Yeah, and that could be correct if I could just speak to the situation I was calling. I have a copy of the actual notice and the number, and the resident asked me, because it does say fine at the bottom, but the box is not ticked. There's 2 little boxes there, and you tick if there's an actual fine. But this person was wondering if, by receiving a summons, that it was the actual fine he had to pay, the $50 a night. So I was going to clarify, because the box is not ticked, whether that was a mistake or not. But there's a note on it saying, remove the fiberglass markers. And I guess that's what we've been
That's
doing.
correct.
So-
That's what
So
we're
I
doing.
can go back to this person and say that it's not an actual fine.
No, that's correct.
Yep. Yes?
And I guess maybe we need to give more information if you're going to ask them to remove them to what the Rodney mentioned, that come and we will replace them.
Yeah, that-
So that should possibly be on it also, right?
Well, I think that
That was
they...
in the note. That's in
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
notes.
I think that the notice, I think that we've distributed was a warning for the most part. But yeah, there is definitely a discrepancy between that and the policy. And I think that we would have to update that notice anyway to reflect the current policy or the new policy when we
policy,
implement
right.
it, as you said.
And I suggest the notice itself that gets put in the mailboxes, that it would have the logo of the city of Corner Brook and stamped and whatever it may be, so
Regular
that
ticket.
it looks legit.
Sure,
Yep.
I'll address that.
I really appreciate that.
Perfect.
In the meantime,
Thank you, everyone.
we've asked them, not to issue any more of these notices until we have clarification.
Yeah.
Mr. Mayor,
Thanks, everyone.
Mr. Mayor, I know for the last number of years, the city has been issuing free 2x2 markers for
Yep.
around the city. So hopefully now we'll get the people on board who got these markers. There's only phone over at the city and the guys will come out. And if they can't put them up, they'll put them up for them. They've been
Yep.
doing it around town.
And Mr. Mayor, Mr. Burden is not here this evening, but the city has already done that on numerous properties around the city, and actually I've noticed perhaps more and more this year than I've seen in past years.
Yeah,
So
so-
the city has already started to do that.
And so as the city manager mentioned, please call 637-1666.
That's correct.
If you have, again, a concern about those, and we'll gladly supply you with, or even help you install some new markers. So, good stuff. Okay, thank you very much. Next, Councillor Chason, we have some updates on some development and planning projects.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Development and Planning Committee update. and this is for this month. This report is intended to serve as an update to council and public regarding the various development and planning projects. The current project updates are as follows. Shoppers Drug Mart, major renovations in the existing location in the Millbrook Mall. Municipal issued by the end of November. This project is expected to be completed by the end of 2022. Cornbrook Acute Care Hospital, the project is well underway with a completion date currently set for the end of 2023. This project is well underway and have obtained multiple permits over the past year totaling over $100 million to date. Grenfell Drive Medical Center, Dr. Justin French. This project is progressing on schedule. Interior work has commenced. First eye care clinic of its type in Newfoundland. This clinic will perform surgical procedures outside of a hospital setting. The new orthodontist building for Dr. Bill Taylor. Project's underway. The permit date was June the 10th, 2020, and the completion date is the summer of 2021. This project is progressing on schedule. Foundation install and exterior wall steel framing of 2021. This project is progressing on schedule. Foundation install and exterior wall steel framing. Contractor is hopeful that this building will be enclosed before the snow. And that is a very impressive looking building, I tell you. Same as the one for Dr. French. We had in the development statistics, we had 168 compliance letters issued, 68 development applications. These application types include subdivision, consolidation of land, site development, new business, home-based business, variances, etc. Many applications are submitted as joint building permit and development permits, which are not included in the total above. And we had 300 plus site visits, inspections completed. So you can tell from that, the development and planning has been very busy for the month of November.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, we have, I guess, information. This is something that came about some time ago, and I guess it's back in front of council now. So Councillor Chason, if you'd walk us through this rather a bit of a complex issue.
Here we go. What we're doing. This is an information report. Baker's Brook Quarry expansion. The background. The City of Cornbrook received an environmental assessment registration document as well as a development application for the expansion of an existing quarry, Baker's Brook Quarry Wildcoast, which is located in a mineral working zone within the City of Cornbrook boundaries and is in close proximity to the town of Hughes's Brook. It should be noted that the quarry is a permitted use within the mineral working zone. This quarry has been in operation for a number of years and is now proposed to expand the site by approximately 14.1 hectares. The quarry expansion proposed was referred to multiple agencies within provincial government, as well as the City of Cornbrook and the town of Hughes's Brook. The town of Hughes's Brook compiled a list of concerns and provided these comments back to the Department of Municipal Affairs and Environment. Based on these concerns, the Department of Municipal Affairs and Environment requested that the applicant submit an environment protection plan. The goal of this plan was to provide mitigation measures to address the concerns raised through the referral process. The environmental protection plan outlines specific mitigation measures to address items such as viewscape, blasting, noise, dust, remediation of land, etc. The Department of Municipal Affairs and Environment have subsequently approved the Environmental Protection Plan. Based upon the report provided and the approval from the provincial government, city staff are satisfied that all issues that were raised have now been adequately addressed and are comfortable in approving the quarry expansion as a permitted use within the mineral working zone. If council is in support of this recommendation, the application will be approved for expansion as per the recommendation of staff. This application can be brought forward to the next public meeting of council where council can exercise its right under section 11 of the City of Cornbrook Development Regulations to refuse the application.
Okay, thank you. Questions on this item?
Mr. Mayor, this was discussed at council a number of months ago.
Yep.
So that was the 14.1 hectare increase expansion, just for the members of the public and especially residents of Hughes Brook. That's that 14.1 extra added on since the discussion that we had last spring sometime, or whatever it was.
Is the same,
It's just the
same expansion.
That they're talking about, so it's not 28 hectares, it's 14.1. It just went through that process of the
Yeah.
environmental assessment with the department and the government.
That's great. Yep, Councillor?
I guess the question that some people are asking in their minds around, why did the city of Cornwall have to approve this?
This is within our planning boundary. So our planning boundary not only extends, I guess, inside our city limits, but beyond that. And in this case here, this is well within, I guess, an established zone. And that's, I guess, that's why.
Yeah, and it is within the permitted use area.
Well, in this zone in particular, this use is permitted. So normally, just for the benefit of everyone, it's sort of like if there was a house being built in a residential medium density zone, that would be considered a permitted use and would be approved by staff without any council, it wouldn't even come to council in any way. In this case, of course, we did have an inquiry from the town of Hughes Brook many months ago, and where it's gone through the environmental protection process, staff felt it best to bring it to council's attention, so we understand what's going on, and like it said in the IR, I think unless we go out of our way and invoke, I guess, a rarely used section here, this will be a permitted application, so.
But we don't vote on it tonight.
No, and we won't vote on it unless, again, a councillor brings forward a motion on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
At a public meeting.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Any other questions on this one? Again, I know there were some concerns brought forward by the residents. At the time, I did talk to the mayor at Hughes Brook and, again, just explained that these were concerns brought forward by members of the community to council. And again, they're valid concerns, but there was no evidence that this would, in fact, these concerns would happen. And I guess through this process and through the provincial process, staff seem assured that this will be done in a safe manner. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, well, let's move along. Next, we have an update. Community engineering, well, it's just, I guess, community services. Councillor Buckle.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is a community services update, and just to let the residents know what's taking place, and we got a lot of good news in this one. The corner sign that's going to be located at the Western Star, it's delayed a bit, but it's on its way, so that's good. And also the STAR program, the GeoPark staff are attending board meetings on December 1st to get an update and just move along with the geological survey. And Thursday, there's a meeting set with Mr. Bill Golding, who's done a lot of work for Parks Canada to develop a plan to undertake the trail improvement projects taking place. And in the next few weeks, there will be an RFP put out for branding and marketing project. Also, the staff met with COA, TCAR to discuss remaining funding for the project, and we're going to have a meeting, advisory committee taking place in December to discuss the projects on the STAR action items, as well as the branding and marketing project. And they also will be hosting a regional summit in January to update all our regional partners. So I guess the partners that are around will be giving a notice on that pretty soon. And this is really good news is the city has been nominated by the Department of Tourism, Culture, Arts and Recreation for an award through the Economic Development Association of Newfoundland for our mill whistler, which is good. Right? So that's good. And an RFP will be released next week for a project of an RFP taken as part of the DUDAP program along the Great Trail at Griffin Drive. That's good news. And also the Staff has met with Waste, a research project regarding the possibilities of improving and enhancing the yard waste collection program. The data was collected during the fall yard waste collection period in November 16th to the 20th in cooperation with Murphy Brothers. And the intent is for this project is to look at better ways to use the organic material, whether that be composting or creating a bulk product from the materials. And also, Mr. Mayor, the transit study and system design project is underway, and the consultant is setting up stakeholder engagement sections and gathering data for the project. And there are 4 main components to the study: public stakeholder engagement, review of the existing service and current policies, review on demand service models and determine such a model is appropriate for Corner Brook, and develop a service plan, including an implementation plan. And we're hoping to have that done by the end of January, but there could be a few minor delays could occur during difficulties coordinating public engagement events close to the holiday season and collecting and accessing some data for this project. So it's good news moving ahead.
Yes, thank you very
A lot of
much.
good things happening.
Okay, and before we go on, I guess there's another item there, that the parade plan. Anyone have any questions on any of those items? Okay, thank you. So I guess you have some information on our reverse parade scheme.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. First, I must say we are following the guidelines of the Department of Health and Community Services for parades and outdoor events for COVID-19. We are all concerned about the safety and health of our residents and visitors and want everyone to be safe. On Saturday, December 12th, starting at 10 a.m., West Street will be shut down with no parking for all traffic. The little Christmas tree, one of the businesses is setting up a display there, and that's Frozen will be there, Mummers, Tin Soldiers, Polar Bears, Snowmen, and many more surprises. But most important, Santa Claus and his elves. Residents are asked to remember that traffic will be slow moving through the downtown core on December 12th, and they're urged to proceed with caution and patience. In the next week, notices will be on radio and on our website informing residents and visitors on what streets will be closed. This will be a great show for young and old to enjoy. There's a lot of planning done into this, and I give the staff big credit on this one here, because I think the residents and visitors through all of Western Newfoundland is going to be impressed with what's taking place. And myself and Glenda Sims has walked the West Street a number of times now and dropped in to talk to the businesses, and I got to say, everyone is really, really excited about this, and we need a bit of excitement right now. So I think it's going to be great.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on that item? We can look forward to seeing that. And again, it's unfortunate, of course, we can't do our normal parade with the Kinsmen that we do every year. Again, it's a long, wonderful tradition, but of course, we have to keep in mind COVID, and but make the best of it. And so really great to see so many businesses and organizations jumping on board with our city and taking this on.
Mr. Mayor, the Kinsmen are a big help with us. They jumped on board very quick, and myself and Kinsman Mike Hoff, we met with the search and rescue 2 weeks ago, I think it was, and they have 42 members up there now, which is a surprise to me. But there's no question to ask, okay, what do you need from us? So they're all on board, and when we drop it into businesses along West Street and that, all the businesses just jumped right in there and said, okay, we're there. So it's going to be very interesting to drive down and see how West Street is going to turn into a story.
Excellent.
That'll be good.
Thank you very much.
I
Yep.
guess the hardest part to that, council, would be, like, you really can't stop, right? You know, you have to
That's
keep
right.
going, and there's going to be so much interest on the side of the road that,
But they'll be moving along slow enough so they'll be able to look at the storybook and read it. And I tell you, even we have businesses on the other part of town, which we would have loved to be able to go, but it's just couldn't take, but they're participating. They wanted to come here and get involved. And the kids, not only the kids, the adults are going to like it too. So it's great for the fun, and all staff who's involved with this are really glad to see what's taking place. And I forgot to mention, the City Hall here, in front of City Hall, is going to be turned into Santa's workshop.
Okay.
So, and Santa Claus will be here.
Well, he's got some orders from my children already. So, thank you very much. That's so good news. And I guess, continuing on with the excitement, we'll go over to Councillor Staben for some information on our accounts, our taxes receivable.
Well, Mr. Mayor, let me say this, that there'll be no Santa Claus in these figures here that I'm going to share with you. But anyway, we must soldier on. We had our finance meeting, Mr. Mayor, and you were there on November the 10th. One of the things we discussed at the time, of course, was October revenue and expenses, which are not here for discussion, but everything is kosher and we're having a decent year. So what I want to share with you and council tonight and our people, that city's been working. So what I want to share with you and council tonight and our people, that city's been working accounts that are outstanding in both business and property tax, because due to COVID, this could be a challenge for us. So I just want to share with you where we are at the end of October. October this year, there was a total of $3,567,280 outstanding, and that was 1,329 individual accounts. Of these outstanding accounts, 226 of those were for business taxes, and that totaled $633,674. So that's this year. So I just want to share in comparison to last year, 2019, where we were at the end of October. And the amount outstanding of 2019 was $3,231,596 with 1,290 accounts. So of these accounts in 2019, 237 for business tax, amounting $574,990. So you can see that we're somewhat behind, but we're on topic and we're on target. And Mr. Park is working diligently to try to make sure that we're okay. So some of the challenges, of course, have become from COVID-19. Staff are actually actively working to collect outstanding accounts. We encourage residents and businesses with outstanding taxes to make arrangements to have these accounts paid in full or have a payment plan set. As we're nearing the end of our fiscal year, it is imperative that balances be paid in full or formal payment plan be established. The failure to address any outstanding balance will result from the city taking further collection efforts, which include possible water shutoffs, rental seizures, tax sales, statement of claim, or any other legal action. We encourage account holders to reach out to the city. The city is more than willing to work with you. That's 637-1568 or Michelle Walsh at cornerbrook.com for any questions or concerns that you may have. That's about where we are with our collections, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. And I did notice that, again, a great deal, Mr. Parker, of our outstanding money is from accounts from the previous year. That's where the majority of the money seems to be outstanding. So I know that we're always playing catch up a little bit with some businesses, but this seems to be again, a tough year.
Over 1/3 of the accounts, the balances that are outstanding are from accounts that have balances owing from last year. Many of these accounts have payment plans in place, so while there is a lot there, most of the accounts that are balances from last year, there's payment plans in place, and they're, the balances are coming down each month.
Okay, good.
So, Mr. Mayor, we're going to have a monthly look at that as a committee and make sure that we're on top of the situation, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Absolutely.
Mr. Mayor,
Go ahead.
there were 11 more accounts this year than compared to last year. And looking at the year that we've had and the struggle that perhaps some of our, not perhaps, the struggle that our small businesses have had through COVID, to just have 11 more this year compared to what you would consider a normal business year in 2019, it could have been, a lot more than 11 that we're in. And you don't want to be in a situation whereby, you lose a lot of tax revenue, but, the number 11 could have been a lot more.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that we're, and I won't speak for Mr. Park, but I know that we've been pleasantly surprised by, I guess, how well we're doing considering the circumstances when it comes to collecting that tax revenue, and I know I'm pretty confident that there's still more to come. It's going to be a tough winter for sure for a lot of our local businesses. So, again, this is relatively good news, believe it or not, right now, I think.
It's a credit to the strength of the community, I guess, Mr. Mayor.
That's right. Okay. Okay, and I guess that is taking us to another item. If you tell us about our upcoming budget, Councillor Sabin.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, I guess 0 hour is fast approaching, and I see here it's going to be on December 7th, and that's when we will present the 2021 City of Corner Brook annual budget, and that will be at a public meeting. I just want to remind everybody that 2020 has been an extremely challenging year, and Council is anticipating that in 2021 or next year, we will be once again faced with many financial and operational challenges. Council and staff have been working over the past few months to develop a plan for 2021 that will meet the financial and operational needs of the city moving forward, while at the same time recognizing the fiscal capacity of our residents and our businesses. So, Mr. Mayor, once again, December 7th at 7 p.m. at City Hall.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And I guess we have as well an administrative note.
Well, I guess, City Hall, when we are open to the public. So a little bit of background on this now for everybody. As a result of COVID-19, the pandemic hours of the City of Corner Brook was open to the general public was reduced. In June, the hours were changed from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Effective November 23rd, 2020, we wish to advise the public we are now open to the public from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. The public will only be allowed to enter the building through the Civic Square entrance and are required to follow all guidance from the Provincial Chief Medical Officer and, of course, all the posted signage that we have downstairs. Members of the public will be required to provide contact information for contact tracing purposes. The general public is encouraged to use our many online or telephone options for dealing with our staff and only visits City Hall if those options are not suitable for their needs. We ask you to visit www.cornerbrook.com for all the information on the services that can be provided remotely. Safety of our staff and the general public is really our #1 priority, and the city will continue to monitor this situation as we move forward. So that's where we are with that, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, Deputy Mayor, we have some, I guess, updates on some capital projects that the city is undertaking.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This report is intended to serve as an update to This report is intended to serve as an update to as follows. The asphalt paving program, the program is now complete. Woodman's Culvert replacement project is now 99% complete, with only final cleanup to be completed in the spring of 2021. That would include the hydro seed and anything else that may need to be done. Jubilee Clubhouse, this project too is 99% complete, with landscaping work and building access nearly complete. The Corner Brook Regional Recreation Center, the request for qualifications document for design build teams is in the final stage of editing and will be released on Monday, November 23rd, and will close on Friday, December 12th. Once qualification documents are reviewed and scored, the steering committee will narrow the field to 3 or 4 components to submit proposals for the upcoming design build request for proposal document. This project is on schedule. Further capital projects, engineering staff has successfully submitted the council-approved project list to the Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program, ICIP, before the November 13th deadline. As of yet, there has been no official word on multi-year capital projects funding from the province. Once funding is announced and our projects have successfully been selected for funding programs, staff will begin to get projects moving forward.
Okay, thank you. Any questions on these items? Just to confirm, I guess, did the RFQ go out today?
As I understand, it was released today. Yes.
Oh, okay, so that's the RFQ to get the short list of potential builders for the new recreation centers. That's good. Keeping that on time. It's great. Okay, any other questions? Okay, we have, thank you, Deputy. We have had a meeting with the Youth Advisory Committee. Councillor Chason, fill us in if you would, please.
Thank you very much. The Youth Advisory Committee held a meeting on November the 17th, 2020, and I'll just give you an overview of some of the topics that we discussed. Mayor Buckle was designated committee co-chair. The Youth Advisory Committee has launched a new web page which is posted on the city's website, and it is www.cornerbrook.com and then /YAC. The Youth Advisory Committee is currently recruiting new members. Applications for the new members is now open, and the applications found on the committee's webpage. The deadline for submissions is December the 18th. The committee will be reviewing applications on January 5th, 2021. Some of the Youth Advisory Committee partner projects have been halted due to COVID-19, such as volunteering at Xavier House and running a food drive or assisting the Salvation Army Food Bank. The committee is exploring options on how they can assist these organizations once it is safe and they are permitted to do so. The committee is finalizing locations for the signs of positivity. The signs were taken down by the Public Works and being stored until the new locations have been determined and they can be reinstalled. The committee was approached by CBC to promote some of the initiatives being undertaken by the committee. The committee is hoping to schedule an interview in the coming weeks. The committee is planning an event, 12 Days of Kindness, where they challenge residents to do different acts of kindness each day over 12 days of Christmas, and will be asking residents to share their acts of kindness using CB Kindness on social media. The committee is preparing a grant application for the Conservation Corporation of Newfoundland and Labrador and for a project that will aim at environment and climate action in 2021. So that's it for, I guess, this year. We've had an excellent year, and we did lots, and we'll continue to do lots in 2021.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, we didn't get any potatoes this week. Councilor Curie got them home.
No potatoes.
Potatoes. It's not the right season for potatoes, for sure. Snowballs, maybe. And one, I guess, item before in-camera session, we have, again, we added to the agenda, the Civic Center and the Recreation report. Councillor Buckle, would you walk us through this, please?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we have a lengthy report here. We're not going to go back any further. I'm going to take it from October, really, and everybody knows what took place through the summer and that. Since October, the recreation users like volleyball, basketball, baseball, et cetera, returned to the activity in the studio with strict guidelines for sanitation, cleaning, mask requirements, and social distancing. And then with the walking track was a big thing that's opened in October, and it's open to the community with the hours on Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 2 p.m., to a maximum of 30 at any one time there. There were some meetings in the craft fair and training sessions continued up there. The Western Kings AAA under 18 hockey returned to Provincial League here October 24th and 25th, which is great to see. And also this month of November, the programming for Active Tots started on Thursdays from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And the pre-registration for weekly sessions start on Monday of each week and you can register at www.cornerbrook.com/active/tots/. And there's an older adult fitness begin and run from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. Mondays and Wednesdays. The pre-registration is required by contacting Nora at noralunderkin@yahoo.ca. I guess that's one for me. And then the National Child, you were up there and you had the National Child Days proclamation signed on the 19th.
That's correct.
And general skating begins for the fall and winter from 12:30 p.m. to 2. Figure skating, social distancing, mask wearing. There has also been a redesign of all spaces within the center to meet or exceed health guidelines. And the focus is to continue to hold as paramount the safety of all participants and to introduce more programming and events as it becomes appropriate under the public health guidelines. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Any questions there from anyone?
Yeah, I have a question, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
With today's, I didn't get all the guidelines today that Dr. Fitzgerald came out with. Does it do anything for our numbers for the walking and the church services, for instance? Have they cut the numbers today?
Already begun. In some cases, the city was already below the thresholds that were technically were approved, but the city felt, again, it wanted to phase things in, and rather than go all in, I guess, to make sure that we can handle the capacity. So that's continuing, and staff will continue to evaluate things to make sure that, you know, it can continue to be done in a safe manner for both our staff and for residents and users.
That's good news, then, Mr. Mayor, because people do want to walk. And there's been a lot of interest in that. Of course, they want to walk safely.
That's correct.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. That's the end, I guess, of our on-camera session. We do have an in-camera session of council following the broadcast. Before we go, I do want to acknowledge, I guess, that the situation in Deer Lake, I know, is all top of mind for all of us here. And again, the staff are keeping a close eye on our facilities and our practices, of course. There's a lot of anxiety in our city. I'm seeing a lot more people out stocking up and things like that. I'd urge everyone, of course, to follow the provincial guidelines. There's no need to panic, but of course we all have to be vigilant. So we just have to do what we're told, no more, no less. And we'll be okay. So again, we're remaining vigilant, but and everyone, if they do their part, we'll get through this like we have. So on that, I will declare the public session over. Thank you very much.
The Rogers TV viewer response line. Email us or connect with us on social media.